Hello and welcome, I'm Joy and this is Yoga with Joy. It's lovely to have you here. So make yourself comfortable on the mat, find a nice easy position, maybe like Sukhasana, cross-legged. And we'll start by chanting the Om vibration 3 times together. You can open your eyes if you wish, and then we'll gently look from side to side. We'll take 3 turns of the head with nice soft shoulders, inhaling forwards and then exhaling over to the side, so in your own time. Just very gently and then reaching out your right hand, you're going to move the head over to the left, so keeping your shoulders relaxed, stretching out the side of the neck, and then over to the other side. Just keeping your breath lovely and steady, nice and slow, inhalation, exhalations. Let's take the neck circles or head circles 3 times, so stretching out the neck. So being mindful of the back of your neck, so only go as far back as you want to. So 3 times one way and then 3 times the other way. Inhaling up and then exhaling over to the other side. Really feel into how your neck is today. Allow this movement to be really slow and considered. So that you're bringing your awareness to your neck and all those little muscles around your neck. Okay, wonderful. So we're going to come into a seated cat, leaning really quite far forward so it's slightly accentuated. So your hands can fall off your knees, so you're resting your wrists on your knees and then opening up the chest on the inhale, exhaling, curving the spine into the forward folding cat and opening up the chest. One more. And bring yourself back up to seated. Taking a few shoulder rolls forwards. Keep your neck lovely and loose. Remembering your breath is guiding the movement. And then backwards. Lovely. Now we're going to bring our hands up to the sides and flick out the hands so the arms are parallel with the mat. You're just flicking out the hands and then lifting them up. So it's good arm strength into this one. So the fingers, that, as you can see, they're just like fingers and thumb are flicking forwards and then over to the side. And then inhaling up, exhaling forwards, inhaling open to the sides. Wonderful. And then gently moving the hands down. And we're going to come into a shoulder stretch. So the right arm is in the crease of the left elbow. Stretching out shoulder, keeping the right shoulder nice and loose and relaxed away from the ears. Now either stay where you are, or if you know Garudasana arms, that's the eagle arms, you can come into a version of this eagle arms where you bring your palms, you wrap around and you bring your palms together. Now if you want to relax the arms down, you can bring them so that you're just have your hands on your shoulders instead, and then releasing down. You can take a few shoulder rolls, opening up the arms, and then bringing the left arm into the crease of the right elbow. Breathing in your arm here. Now either staying here or coming into Garudasana arms again. So your palms are, as much as possible, are coming into a kind of a prayer. You're wrapping your arms around each other. And the thumbs are facing towards you. And then if you wish, of course, you can bring your hands onto the shoulders for a little hug. And then releasing down. That's lovely, great. Okay, we're going to come into a simple seated twist. So inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head, and then exhale, softening gently over to the side. That's perfect. Inhaling, lengthen, and exhale a little bit more into the twist. Wonderful flowing breaths. And then bring yourself back to centre. Inhale and exhale over to the other side. Deep breaths. Really relax here. It's going to be a very relaxed practice. Taking this time to quieting the mind, gently calm the nervous system, and bring yourself back to centre. Here we're going to come into Brahmanaka. So this is where we rotate slightly right from the base of the hips. So you're inhaling forward, exhaling back, with your hands resting on your knees. Giving this very gentle movement, and then going the other way. So inhaling forwards and exhaling back. If you're feeling more energized, you could make this a little bit faster. But do it in your own time. Lovely. And then start to spiral inwards so that you're reducing the movement and bring yourself back to centre. Now we're going to come down to our hips. So lifting up your right leg and circling the leg around, so you're giving you're circling your hips, you're resting back on your hands. So you're going to lean back a little bit and then circle the leg the other way. It's nice relaxed hip rotation. Then you can either bring your foot into your hand and your knee into your hand, or come up into the full rock the baby. Whatever's most comfortable for you. Stretching out your hip, and then if you can, you're giving your leg a bit of a stretch here. Nice stretch of the muscles in the leg. And then holding behind your thigh, circling the lower leg. This is your knee, keeping some flexibility in your knee. Circling one way and then the other way. And you can lengthen out the leg and circle the foot around one way and then the other way. Wonderful. And bring up the other leg. So now you've got your left leg up and we're doing the hip circles. Just take these as easily as you can. Remember, you're leaning back on your hands. You don't need to try and have a straight back or anything. And then the other way. Good. Lovely. Bring your hand behind on your thigh. Oh, back into rock the baby. So you're either coming into rock the baby or you're holding your foot and your knee. I like rock the baby because it reminds me of cradling a baby and straightening the leg if you can, any way that's comfortable for you to do that. Having a bit of a flex out of your leg, wonderful. And holding behind your thigh and circling the knee. Circling the lower leg round, creating some mobility in the knee. And then the other way. Wonderful. Keeping these joints nice and supple. Straightening out your leg and circling your foot around one way then the other way. Okay, so straighten out your legs and we're going to point and flex the feet. And bring your knees up and gently rock out your knees from side to side, stretching out your hips. And from here, we'll bring ourselves onto all fours, tabletop position. Your arms are below your shoulders, your hands are below your shoulders, and your knees are below your hips. And we're going to circle the spine around. So your whole torso is lifting up and then circling over. So it's like it's definitely like you're doing the cat flexions and extensions, but you're circling the body round like a wheel or a washing machine. And then from side to side. So you're taking your own movements really here, just free flowing it a little bit. And then placing your hands forward. And we're gently going to move forward and backwards into a child and into a cobra. So it's a bit like upward dog, but your knees are down. And then back into child, a bit like puppy pose. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. The arms are straight in both positions. Lovely way of loosening up the hips and back. And back into child, so resting here. We're going to take the side stretch. So spider the hands over to the left, rest here. Having a few breaths here, that's good. And then back to centre. Then the hands can walk over to the right. Stretching out the left side of your body. Taking deep, slow breaths. And bring the hands back to centre. Wonderful. Now bring yourself up. We're going to come down to Anahatasana, the melting heart pose. So stretching out your hands. You're up on your knees. Your knees might be a bit wider than they were. And then your thoracic is the curve in your upper thoracic area, thoracic spine. And your chest is moving down towards the mat. You may have your chin on the mat. And your hips are right up in the air. Breathing deeply here, then bring yourself up. Lovely, wonderful. From here we're going to come into side plank. We can keep the right leg down, so we're on our right arm, and then we've got the right knee down, and the left arm is stretching up. You can look up towards your left arm if you wish, otherwise look straight ahead. Otherwise you can come up into the full side plank. So make sure that your hips are in line with your feet and your chest and your head. So it's like you're a plank of wood resting on its side in an acute angle. Then bring yourself down. Lovely, that's good. I'm going to take some flexions and extensions in the cat posture here. Inhaling up and then exhaling down, lifting up the belly and the pelvic floor. Nice and gently in your own time. Perfect, that's great. And then over to the other side. So the left leg is down and the right leg is on top, and your left arm is supporting you. And again, if you wish, if you can come up into full side plank, but you just need to make sure that you're in a straight line. Mirrors are really helpful actually, if you have one, if you want to check how you're doing with any of your postures. And then bringing yourself back down, lovely, and coming into extended child, so opening up the knees, touching the toes, and moving back. Hips back to your heels, stretching out your arms, taking a few deep breaths here in child. And then bring yourself up, lifting up the right arm, and we're going to come to thread the needle. So bringing through your right arm, and your left arm can turn into a right angle, otherwise you're bringing the arm up, stretching it further, and you can place it down past you, either on your sacrum or down to your thigh. This is a lovely twist, such a nice twist, this one. Bring your arm up again and then back down near your face. Gently bring yourself up, lifting up the left arm, threading through, and then your right arm is at a right angle with the fingers towards your face, otherwise you're lifting up towards the sky, or you can place your hand on the sacrum or you can just slot it in your thigh, your left thigh if you can reach that. Opening up the shoulder. Wonderful. Bring the arm back up if it's not already, and then down to the mat if it's not already. And lift yourself up. Fantastic. That's great. So bringing yourself up into a hover, so you're hovering the knees off the mat. Engage your abdominal muscles and your pelvic floor, so you're really protecting your lower back, and then moving back into half downward dog for a moment. Just resting here, and then walking out your feet. So you're resting one heel at a time down onto the mat. Your chest is very gently being encouraged back towards your legs, lifting up your tummy to create more room, and you can rest here in downward dog, and you can widen the feet. So the feet are going out towards the mat, and then you're coming back into malasana, the squat posture. With your hands at your heart. If you ever need blocks behind your heels in squat, that can really be helpful. Then gently bringing yourself up, we're going to come into the goddess pose. So opening up the knees, resting down in it's a high squat, hands at the heart. You still, the energy that where you are is from your spine, so the base of your spine up to the heart, up to the head. There's an alignment there, so I've got slightly sway back, but you can tuck in your hips. So lifting up, inhale, then exhale down. Lovely, and you can hold a mudra, which is your thumb and your forefinger together, and bring the hands back to the heart. Wonderful. And then the right leg goes forward, and so you've got heel to heel alignment. You're coming down into the pyramid pose. Like you're on one tightrope, and then you can bring your hands forward and lifting your left leg up. So you're ready for either Warrior 3 or Half Moon. We're going to do Half Moon here, and you could have a block underneath your left hand if you're doing Half Moon with me. Otherwise, just stay in the preliminary. You're opening up your chest. One arm's going down towards the sky, and down towards the earth, the other towards the sky. Placing your back foot down. Little moment in pyramid, hands to the heart, and then back up, looking after your lower back, and stepping the other leg out. So the left leg is forward and the right leg is back. Heel to heel alignment, folding forward in pyramid pose, placing the hands down, bringing up the right leg soon when you're ready. Have a moment in pyramid, and the right leg is coming up, and then you're getting ready. Either stay here or you're going to get ready and come into Half Moon Arda Chandrasana. So placing the left hand down, the right one up. Now, like I said, blocks can be really good. So holding onto a block is perfect. It's quite far for me to bend forward here. So if you need a block, then please use a block. The right hand, get up towards the sky. Ideally, your back leg is parallel with the mat. Back into pyramid, hands back to the heart, and then tuck your tummy in and bring yourself back up. Wonderful. That's great. And stepping to the front of the mat in mountain pose for a moment, and then extended mountain, prana mudra above the head, opening up the arms. Bring the hands into namaste through the chest, folding forward, uttanasana, soft knees. Inhale up, keep your knees soft, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands to shins or your thighs, flat back, exhale, fold forward. And then step back, and here you're coming back for a moment to downward dog. Resting here, taking a couple of breaths here in downward dog, and then lowering the knees down, lifting up, and then bring yourself back down onto the mat, lying in supine. So this is Shavasana, and then bringing your right knee into the chest for one leg wind release posture. Gently breathe in the leg. Beautiful. Nice. And you're straightening, the left leg is straight. But now you can bend the left leg and then come into leg cradle. So the right ankle is on the left thigh and your hands, the right hand is between your thighs. And you can either put your hand behind your thigh or on your shin. The shin makes it a lot stronger. You can also have a blanket behind your head at this point, or use a strap to help with the leg cradle. And then bring yourself down. And then the left knee comes in. Breathing in the left knee. Wonderful. That's perfect. And then crossing the legs over into this number 4 leg cradle. And again, you've got your hands behind your thigh, or you could have them on the shin. So you've got your left ankle on the right thigh, opposite to last time. And you can see I'm drawing mine in a little bit more here. But you, just do what feels right for you. And you might need a blanket underneath your head or a block under your head. Use a strap. And then come into happy baby. So you might be holding your feet, or you could be holding behind your thighs. And have a little rest here, or rock around. Do what feels good. And then we'll come into Badakanasana. So that's the feet together, knees apart, reclining cobbler pose. And rest here for a moment. Of course, you can either stay here for your shavasana, or when you're ready, you can bring your legs down into the full shavasana where you're stretched out. Just completely relaxed though. Make sure you're totally relaxed. Your whole body is completely resting now. So your breath can move back to its natural breath. There's no need to do anything. There's no movements need to be made. Allow the whole body to relax. And then when you're ready, you can move on to your side, or you can stay resting. And just rest for a moment on your side. And when you feel ready to move, you can bring yourself up into a seated position and make yourself comfortable for our closing Om vibrations and Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Breathing in together. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring the hands to the heart and then up above the head in Prana Mudra. Taking 3 deep, life-affirming breaths here. Really filling the lungs. And then the hands overhead in Namaste. Down through the centres of the crown, third eye, the throat, and at the heart. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure, and if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, please do. See you again soon. Bye.
Flaming orb of truth and bliss, remove the veil so I can see. Illuminate my heart, awaken